What's up, guys? This is Justin Coffin for the 330 Sports Show. Today is Thursday, May 19th, 2022. Just want to start off by saying thank you all for watching and listening. We can appreciate our loyal listeners and viewers, but we know there's still a lot of people out there that maybe aren't familiar with us and would like our show. So if you could help us grow a little bit by following us, first of all, on social media, the 330 Sports Show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on Youngstown Studio. Make sure to follow Youngstown Studio as well. We have over 750 episodes on our channel with all of our programming. Share our page with friends that may be interested. Subscribe, leave a comment, a 5-star review. That really helps us grow, helps other people find the show. And then follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Again, at 330 Sports Show and at Youngstown Studio. Thank you guys for watching. So we are going to talk kind of a quick show today, but we're going to get into real quick the Browns schedule. We'll talk a little bit about the Guardians, a little bit about the Cavs, a little bit about Ohio State and some NIL stuff, some U.S. soccer stuff. So we're going to get into a bunch of different things here. So let's get started with just wanted to remind you guys that we did a show on Tuesday. It was our TV show bracket. Seinfeld ended up being our winner. But if you're interested in 1990s TV, this was one of our bracket series shows. You can go back, watch that show anytime. It was really entertaining, and hope you enjoyed that. So let's get into, first of all, the OHSAA and NIL. So the OHSAA and its member schools vote no to the NIL. So no NIL for high school athletes. OHSAA member schools reject it. It failed with a vote of 538 members against to 254 voting yes for it. So failed by a pretty wide margin. That decision was announced yesterday morning, or excuse me, Tuesday morning. And I have to say, I completely agree with this decision. I don't think we're quite ready for that at the high school level yet. We'll do a future full show on that, but college can't even figure it out right now, and it's kind of the wild, wild west with anything goes, buying players, and I think with schools with open enrollment and whatnot. It could open up Pandora's box of a lot of things that you know maybe we're not even ready for. So I think this is the best move to table this for now, and then you could always revisit it at a later date. But bottom line is no to NIL right now for high school athletes, so they will have to wait till at least college to get paid for their name, image, and likeness in the state of Ohio. All right, let's switch to the Cleveland Browns. Let's just real quick go over their schedule. They're going to open up on the road versus the Carolina Panthers. That's going to be Sunday, September 11th. They will have their home opener the following week on the 18th against the New York Jets. Only two primetime games as of now, as it sits on the schedule, but they're both in the AFC North. They will host them both. The week 3 matchup is a Thursday night matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then, and those games, by the way, are going to be on Amazon Prime this year, which is pretty interesting. And then week 8, Halloween night against the AFC champion and interstate rival Cincinnati Bengals. That will be a Monday night football game, Halloween in Cleveland. Monday night football should be pretty awesome. But the NFL, I'm not sure what to make of the Deshaun Watson situation right now. Will he be suspended? Will he not? I don't know. A lot still to be decided. But Deshaun Watson did meet with the NFL yesterday and the day before, as far as I know, planning a trip to the Bahamas this weekend with many of his teammates and offensive weapons to kind of get things going before they come back for a mini camp before the summer break, and then they come back um, for the full go camp before the season starts. But the NFL looking like they're doing the Browns a favor right now with the Panthers, the Jets, the Steelers, and the Falcons to open up. Now, you can never bet against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are always a very, very solid football team. But the Panthers and the Jets, Jets will be much improved. Panthers, work in progress. We don't know who's going to be playing quarterback for them. How interesting would that be if Baker Mayfield somehow was under center for that game to open up his post Browns career against the Cleveland Browns? That would be very, very interesting. So I think the Browns kind of have a pretty easy beginning of the schedule, a pretty easy end of the schedule, but that middle portion is pretty tough. Chargers, Patriots, Ravens, Bengals, and then after the bye week, you go to Miami, who's an improved team. You go to Buffalo, and then you're home for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Um, so it's going to be interesting. You can't really go off of what teams did last year because it's just a mystery going into each and every season. All right, so looking at some of the win totals that are projected out there now, these will probably move based on injuries, based on new signings, based on unforeseen circumstances. For instance, like a Deshaun Watson, if he's suspended, maybe the Browns 9.5 drops. If he is plays the full season, maybe it goes up to 10 or 10 and a half. So, anyways, the lowest projected win totals right now, as it stands, are Carolina with 6, Chicago 6.5, Houston 4.5, Jacksonville 6.5. The Giants with 7, Seahawks with 6. So those are the teams that are lowest. If you look around the AFC North, the Bengals, Browns, Ravens all have 9.5 as their total, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7.5, which Mike Tomlin has not gone under 500, so it should be an interesting season. And these are some tough bets to make in the month of May, but these are the early season win total lines. The highest ones, as you can see, are the Buffalo Bills at 11.5, Packers at 11. Chiefs sitting there at 10.5, the Cowboys at 10.5, Rams at 10.5, and the Buccaneers at 11.5. So a lot to dissect there, but that kind of gives you a early season snapshot of where Vegas thinks some of these teams rank. All right, real quick, let's check in with the Cleveland Guardians. 16-18 on the season. Unfortunately, lost to the Reds on Tuesday night in extra innings. But they are currently playing right now against the Cincinnati Reds. They will take on the Detroit Tigers this weekend in Cleveland, and then visit the Astros, and then back against the Tigers in Detroit, and then against Kansas City to wrap up the month. So 16-18, pitching is hit and miss right now, and the bats still are. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. So this is still a very young team that's trying to figure out. But if they can stay around that 500 mark and maybe make a run, mid to late season, they got a shot at a wild card. All right, let's go to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The NBA draft lottery was Tuesday night. The Orlando Magic win that lottery. The Sacramento Kings jump up in the top 4, so it goes Orlando, OKC, Houston, the Sacramento Kings, Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers, Portland Trail Blazers, New Orleans Pelicans. They get that pick from the LA Lakers, the Spurs, Wizards, Knicks. OKC gets another pick. The Charlotte Hornets pick 13, and the Cavs will pick 14th. We'll talk to you about some of the prospects the Cavs might be looking at, or possibly they might trade that pick, depending on what's out there. So we'll talk about that in the near future here. All right, looking at the NBA playoffs, we are in the conference finals in the East and the West. Miami beat Boston the other night with a huge third quarter. Miami leads the series 1-0. That game 2 will be tonight in Miami, and then games 3 and 4 will be Saturday and Monday night, respectively, in Boston. Um, Dallas and Golden State. Golden State blew out Dallas last night. They lead 1-0. Game 2 will be Friday night in San Francisco. And then game 3 and 4 will shift to Dallas on Sunday night and Tuesday night. So, should be an interesting series. I still like Boston to win. I really thought Phoenix was going to win the West and make a run at the NBA title, but they really laid an egg in Game 7. And Dallas, give them credit, they came out and dominated, up by almost 50 points in that Game 7, which was crazy. But Miami, Boston, Dallas, and Golden State are the NBA's Final Four. So stay tuned. We'll see how this all plays out, but should be a couple good series that hopefully go down to the wire. But I like Golden State and I like Boston to win those series, even though Boston's down 0-1. All right, switching to Ohio State news here. Ryan Day signed an extension with the Buckeyes. He wrapped up his third full season this past year. He is going to receive an increase of $1.9 million in annual salary, bumping up his 7.6 annual salary to 9.5, and he has a base salary of $2 million per year. That puts him right up there with Mel Tucker as the highest paid coach in the Big Ten Conference. And I didn't check in the country, but that has to put him up in the top 2, top 3 in the entire country as well. But Ryan Day, a great leader for the Buckeyes, and looking forward to some great things ahead. So speaking of those things ahead, College Game Day has announced it will be at the Ohio State Notre Dame game that kicks off Labor Day weekend, September 3rd, 2022 in Ohio Stadium, the Horseshoe, Columbus, Ohio, 7:30 kickoff. This will be the 54th time College Game Day has visited Columbus, and should be an awesome atmosphere in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State, Notre Dame, 2 premier elite programs that don't match up a whole lot. So should be an awesome time down in Columbus. So we'll have plenty of info before that game kicks off in September this summer. Also, the Ohio State-Michigan game was announced as a noon kickoff. That will be November 26th, 2022. And little interesting fact here is the Browns will play the following day against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. So a little Ohio-Michigan connection there as well. So Ohio State looks for revenge, has dominated since the turn of the century. But Michigan got them last year in Ann Arbor under some, crazy circumstances. But Michigan got the job done. Give them credit. But you better believe Ohio State will come out on all cylinders there. That is motivating this team to no end right now. And this will, believe it or not, be the first game in Columbus since 2018. So 4 years since these teams last played, since the 2020 game was canceled due to COVID-19. Switching gears, U.S. men's and women's soccer equal pay. This is an historic announcement. U.S. soccer, both teams will receive equal pay with identical economic terms. U.S. soccer becomes the first federation to equalize FIFA World Cup prize money. So pretty great for the women's team there, and deservedly so. This is not a professional league. This is sanctioned by their countries, and it should be equal. In a free market, you are what you're worth. But to me, this is the right decision, and I think it's awesome. So congratulations to the women who lobbied for that equal pay, and they will get it, as well as the men. And then finally, let's talk about the Preakness Stakes that will kick off this Saturday. This is the second leg of the Triple Crown. If you notice, The Kentucky Derby winning horse, Strike Rich, is not in this. So you will have Simplification, Creative Minister, Fenwick, Secret Oath, Early Voting, Happy Jack, our the 7 horse. I'm gonna have hard trouble pronouncing. Armagnac, I don't know, at 12-1. Epicenter is the favorite at 6-5, and Skippy Long Stockings, which is probably the coolest name in the field. They can run up to 14 horses, but I believe only 9 currently are entered in the Preakness Stakes. Again, guys, thank you for watching, and just a quick reminder to help us out by following our page, liking not just my show, but at Youngstown Studios, we have a variety of content across our network. We appreciate you guys for listening. Everyone, enjoy